Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C, and the place to be, it's Deb C. Boop, boop, that's me. Boop, Deb C. Hey guys, and happy Thursday. It was my first day of my mini November vacay, and it was fantastic. I woke up a little bit later. I got some of my shopping done. It was fantastic. And if you'll notice, I didn't do anything with my hair or makeup, as I very rarely ever do. Listen, this thing right here, we're getting this all taken care of. We're going in on Saturday for my hair appointment. It's gonna be pancakes and coloring, not in the same shop, but it's gonna be pancakes with my friend Patty, and then we're gonna go and get this all taken care of. Thank God. So last night was Wednesday night, so that means I watched Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Third episode of the season. So let us get into it and break it down right now. Once again, I apologize for this hair, but you don't come to my channel for, glamour. You come for some content and some ranting and some ridiculousness. So let's get into the recap and the rant. First off, Garcelle let us know that she wants to find some men. She wants to do an intervention for her friend on how she dates. As we found out before in previous episodes this season, Sutton is looking at a matchmaker who she's trying to find somebody, because she can get a first date, she can't get a second date. When she did the one thing she had said where she had gone on a date with a guy and it went well, they kissed, and then is that the guy she invited in her house? They played backgammon, and then for the second date she invited him to fly across the country to New York City to attend a fancy gala in New York City. He didn't call her back. So I don't know. I don't know how she is getting second dates when you see some of the things that she had done on this episode. So that was all fun. That was a fun way to start off the episode. But the thing we were looking forward to, and I know I was looking forward to, was Magic Mike Live. They're out in Las Vegas for Crystal's 40th birthday party. They went to Magic Mike Live. Erica Jane hooked it up with her stylist Mikey. His partner is in the show. So she said, I would like for us to, could we go? He's like, yes, of course. And I would like for all the ladies to be pulled up onto stage. Sure. So she had told them on the plane, listen, if you want to go up on stage, you have to wear pants. Sutton was like, I have pants, I have panties. So Miss Sutton came to play. She had on the pants. She said, I'm not a fan of wearing pants. I don't usually wear pants. And then she had the ones. She had a stack of ones. So she made it abundantly clear that she would obviously like to be pulled up on stage by one of these hunky men. So they get there. But listen, I'm going to tell you, she did have pants on. All of the other ladies looked like they were going out for a night on the town, a night in Vegas. Sutton looked like she was going to a fancy Christmas party for like an office. That's what I thought. To me, it was a beautiful outfit. It was not something that you would be pulled up on stage for a male strip show, a male entertainer's show. It's just not. So, they go there. They're all looking forward to this. Dorit. I'm pretty sure Dorit in her mind, if you would have asked Dorit right then and there, as she was zooming in, anything about PK, she would have been like, PK who? Am I married to who? PK was far, far, far from her mind. So They pull Crystal up on stage. They pull Erica Jane up on stage. You knew Crystal was going to go because it's her birthday. You knew Erica was going to go because she is friends with them. So things are moving along as they normally would at one of these types of shows. And Erica, of course, Erica says, you know, she's a show woman. Erica, of course, being the show woman that she is, you know, goes over the top, legs open and everything. And this is what happens at these shows. At this point, Sutton kind of freaks out a little bit and just leaves. And before she left, Garcelle saw it, and Garcelle was like, "This is not good. Something is not okay, and something's wrong. Do you want me to come with you?" She's like, "No." She walked off, muttering under her breath, but not really that under her breath, that she's on the board of the American Ballet Foundation. So listen, Garcelle is a better friend than I would have been, because Garcelle goes out and asks her what's wrong. If that was me, trust, I would have kept my fat ass right in that seat and started waving dollar bills, y'all. I would have absolutely have drained out my 401k partially to put money in those pants. Absolutely. So Garcelle asks, what's wrong? Is this about you not being pulled up on stage? Well, no, she didn't say that at first. She had asked her, what's going on? What's wrong? And that's when Sutton says how she holds herself to a higher standard than that. And she can't be friends with people who are spread leg on a stage, and men have their crotches in their face, or have their faces in their crotch, and it's disgusting. And I'm on the board of the American Ballet Foundation, and this is I can't go for this. No can do. I can't go for that. If you know who sings that, let me know in the comments. But yeah, she was just like, it's disgusting. And here comes Kyle. Kyle comes out and she's like, what is going on? And then she tells Kyle, listen, I can't, I think that's gross and I can't be a part of that. And then Kyle says, is it about the pants? And she says, no, it's not about the pants. Listen, I'm going to tell you, everybody knows that it's about the pants. You were not pulled up on stage, so you were hurt by that. I can understand being hurt, but for being excluded from things, I completely understand that. However, if she would have just said it, then you wouldn't have this look, because this doesn't look good. I like Sutton. I don't buy this for 1 second that she was upset with what was going on stage. I mean, you're going to a show called Magic Mike, based on the movies. The movies were about male entertainers, male dancers. When you go to this show, you knew what you were getting into. So, and the women who are your friends who were on the stage, they were consenting to it. So I just don't understand. And if you were so worried about the American Ballet Foundation, like, seeing this, why would you even go to Magic Mike then? Honestly, why, if you're even so worried about what it's going to look like in society, to be honest with you, why are you even on Bravo? Because I mean, Bravo isn't highbrow. I love Bravo, but it's not Masterpiece Theater. I mean, we're not talking PBS here. It's just not. So, and she kept saying, it's not about the pants. It's not about the pants. But then they showed her like 3 or 4 minutes beforehand saying, I wore fucking pants for nothing. That's what it was. You were thinking you were going to go on stage. You wore your pants. You brought your dollar bills. You didn't get on stage. And then you stormed out. And now you're using this story about how you didn't like how that looked. I mean, you had to have known what you were getting into when she had to have known what she was getting into when she went there. I mean, it's Magic Mike. So I don't buy that. Here's another thing though. Dorit, Garcelle was trying to like kind of calm her down and defuse the situation. Kyle came out and stirred it right back up. I mean, I guess you have to have somebody that's going to stir the pot now, but Garcelle was really trying to diffuse her a little bit. Kyle really didn't help that much, but Kyle was not wrong in saying she thinks it had to do with that she didn't get pulled up on stage. So Kyle texts Crystal and says, there's a problem, we need to leave. Crystal leaves the show, but Dorit and Erica stay there. Listen, I'm going to tell you, normally I wouldn't side with Erica, but in this situation, if I don't blame her for not leaving, because those were her friends who are in the show. They did her a favor by pulling them up on stage and having them at the show, and then they leave early. I could see how that would maybe offend them, because you look up at the start of the show, you see this whole party there, and then by the end of the show, 80% of it is gone, and you're thinking, well, what did we do? So I can completely understand them not leaving. So back in the van, I'm gonna tell you, everybody's there except for Erica and Dorit. They both show up. Now listen, this surprised the shit out of me. Erica gets on the Sprinter van, and I'm thinking it's going to be like World War III, and here comes Hurricane Erica. That did not happen at all. I'm going to tell you, she was very calm. There was no cussing, there was no yelling, there was no fighting. And that's because I guess Erica suddenly found religion, and she gave up fighting for Lent. So either that, or she saw just exactly how terrible and ridiculous she looked last year when she was just screaming all the time, and she didn't want that. That's what I'm thinking happened. She gets on the van, and she basically says to Sutton, you knew what you were getting into when you went there, and we're all consenting adults who agreed to attending this show. And if you were pulled up on stage, this is what could happen. And even Crystal had said, but what about those of us who were pulled on stage? We were okay with it. So I don't understand why you're not. So after that, they went to dinner and they played cards. I'm going to tell you that was just kind of if I were in that, I would be a little disappointed. Because you go from like Magic Mike and you're going to have this amazing time to Sutton throwing like a wet rag on it. And then you're at a restaurant playing a card game. I mean, it was dirty. It was a dirty question card game, but nonetheless, if they ever go to Vegas again, just don't take Sutton. That's what I'm saying. Just don't take Sutton. But this is where I was confused, because Sutton at Magic Mike Live was was very prudish and she didn't approve of any of that. But then they go to dinner and all of a sudden she's a freaky deek on the other end of the spectrum. She is like, if she had a man, she would be having sex twice a day, and she got sex toys and all this and that, and she's talking about her nipples. Wait a minute. Do you think the American Ballet Foundation is going to like hearing that? I don't know. Sutton, listen, Sutton's not going to watch this. But I do like Sutton, but this week, she was too extra. And I love extra, but she was just extra for no reason. I don't know that I'm ever going to say this again, or if I have said this in the past. Crystal Kongmikov had a fantastic read of Dorit. I guess the question was, what's a compliment or something like that. And Crystal had said that people say that she has perfect nipples. And Dorit was like, oh, that's surprising, or something like that. And Crystal had said, why? Why is it so surprising? And Dorit seriously was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, yikes. And Crystal started laughing then. And then in her confessional, Crystal says, Dorit, how would you know what a perfect nipple looks like? You haven't seen a real body part in 10 years. Oh, it was the best. Crystal snaps to you, because I don't know that I ever would have thought that Crystal would give that read. Once again, Dorit, how would you know what a perfect nipple would look like if you haven't seen a real body part in 10 years? Oh, it was the best. It was just the best. During that dinner also, Garcelle had said that she's going to be meeting with her son, Oliver, the next day. And Oliver in the past had a problem with drugs. And she had said, they showed a flashback of her talking to him and saying that, like she feels like she might have given him too much freedom. And he's like, I made the wrong choices. I was kind of wondering in my mind if, like, when she said he had too much freedom, if in her mind, when her son a few episodes ago, when he said, I want more freedom, and she said, you have enough freedom. I wonder if it pops into her head of Oliver. I mean, Oliver has turned his life around and is sober, well, I don't know if he's sober, but he is off the drugs. So she had mentioned that she's going to be talking to, she's going to be meeting up with Oliver. And I wonder if that was probably when she met, I wonder if that was when she met up with Oliver and had dinner with, and met up also with, like, LVP. I wonder. That just popped into my head. It did. Could you tell? She also says off camera that she is not really feeling it with these women and her family. I mean, based off of what happened last year, remember Erica got smashed at Garcelle's party and then proceeded to tell Jax, her 14-year-old at the time, to F off, or something like that, the F-bomb. And in that one scene, it was Dorit and PK and Mauricio and Kyle, and they were and the husbands were having a big laugh at it. I mean, Mauricio even said, "That's great. I'm glad she did that." And PK is laughing and thinking it's just hilarious. And neither Kyle nor Dorit spoke up and said anything. all. So that's why she's feeling like she just can't trust, she doesn't know if she can trust these ladies, some of these ladies around her family. So the next day, all the ladies are sitting around. Garcelle then says, listen, I feel a little disingenuous by my reaction yesterday, because when Garcelle had brought up Oliver, Dorit was like, you are a great mother, and you know, there's going to be some hard times, but you're a great mother and you're going to get through this. And she said, well, thank you. But that's when Dorit was like, I don't know that I can trust these women around my family. So the next day, Garcelle said, listen, I got to tell you something. Yesterday, whenever we were talking about Oliver, I felt disingenuous that I didn't say this. And then she had told the lady, she said, listen, I don't know if I trust you with my family. The person that took this the hardest, Dorit, listen, we'll get into that. But she said Kyle and Erica both apologized. And Erica apologized last season. And Kyle apologized like 2 weeks ago at that Eagle Woman, spiritual retreat. And I'm going to tell you, Garcelle said something real important. She said, you can accept an apology, but that doesn't mean that you can necessarily forgive that person. You don't hold on to it. It's just that it makes you a little bit more vulnerable to, fully accepting that person into your life again. I'm a I'm a believer in and a practicer of accepting an apology and possibly forgiving. I just don't forget. That's what she's done. She just doesn't forget it. And this is something, like I said, that she's just still real vulnerable around her kids because of what happened and the reaction to it. Dorit immediately internalizes this, makes it about herself, and is acting like Garcelle is saying, you're a terrible person, you're a horrible person, you are a terrible mother. And she never said anything of such. She did not say either one of those things. She was just saying how that made her feel. Dorit says, when Dorit said, it's been over a year. So she can put a timetable out there for Garcelle is to, listen, this is when you should be over it. If she's going to get over it when in her own time, if she ever does. I mean, you're saying it's been over a year. Okay, let's go back. It's not the same thing, but it's been probably over a year since your home invasion. Garcelle isn't saying, hey, listen, timetable, it's ticking, time's ticking. You got to move this along on when you should be over it. No, it's ridiculous that now Dorit's playing the victim. And I felt like she was gaslighting her. Like, you shouldn't be feeling this, like this, you shouldn't be feeling this way. This is how I'm telling you how you should feel. And it's not valid of how you're feeling. I mean, she wanted Garcelle to understand where she was coming from, but she didn't want to understand where Garcelle was coming from. And then Dorit said, well, I didn't laugh. And Garcelle had said, I know you didn't. She didn't laugh. However, you didn't stand up to the people that were laughing, which, once again, the line, were you silent or were you silenced? She was silent. And in her being silent, that meant that she was complicit with it, that she was fine. She was okay with how her husband and how Mauricio were talking about it, which was disgusting. I mean, it's just as bad as laughing about it, because you're saying, but you're not saying anything. That means you're fine with it. You had no problem with it. So now, and Garcelle was like, wait a minute, now you're making me feel like I have to apologize for your husband laughing at this situation. No. I just couldn't. I just absolutely could not. So then at the end, Dorit was like, well, listen, if I ever want to say something from my heart, I'm just not going to say it. Fine. I would have, if I was Garcelle, I would say fine. That's cool. Good. Because like Garcelle said, Dorit doesn't listen. She just talks, and then she plays the victim. She internalizes it. She makes it something that oh, poor me. Look at Garcelle saying I'm a terrible person and I'm a horrible, unfit mother. And she never said that. So there we go. That had me heated. That had me very heated. So you see what I mean? I was confused by one of my favorites, and I was confused by a person that's definitely not one of my favorites. Like Sutton, we all know you were upset because you didn't get pulled on stage for Magic Mike. You wore your pants. You had your ones. We know. We all know. I hate that. She's one of my absolute favorites. And I hate that she did that. And then Erica. Erica's calm, cool, collected, the voice of reason. When has that ever happened? I don't know. Like I said, maybe Erica saw how she looked last year, screaming about how she doesn't have any compassion for the victims. And now maybe she's trying to be on like a redemption tour and to show people that she has empathy, which she obviously does not, because she had to be told what it is by her therapist and how to get it. So there we go. That is the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It is 4 minutes until 8. So that means we got 4 minutes until the women tell all on the Golden Bachelor. Oh, I can't wait to see Susan for Golden Bachelorette. So with that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is my favorite human's birthday, and that is my mother, Dolly. It's her birthday tomorrow. So in the comments, if you have not already done so, please wish Dolly a happy birthday. I'm going to tell you, I've read some of the comments, not some of the comments. I have read all of the birthday wishes to her, and she says, thank you, thank you, thank you. She is so appreciative of everybody wishing her, thinking of her and wishing her a happy birthday and sending all of the well wishes. So please do so in the comments. Also, if you watched last night, let me know what you thought. And with that being said, I will see you tomorrow. And also, if nobody told you yet today, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, positivity, and understanding out there. And also, take care of one another. And number 1, be aware of your surroundings at all times. Number 2, please be safe. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys.